Stock market, S&P 500 and Nasdaq short-term view. And is the Nasdaq stalling? We want to just take a little look at the abandoned baby that's in there and see if that has some meaning when we look at this. So let's take a look as we switch over to the chart, the short-term chart of the stock market. This is the S&P 500, and what you're looking at is cycle analysis. And this is actually pretty advanced cycle analysis because we put in what we call complex structures. What we're focusing in on is a minor cycle right over here and a dominant cycle right in here that you can see. The dominant cycle made up of two minor cycles. The minor cycles have been mostly very consistent. You can see in here that where that low came, it was 16 days off of this low. This low was 15 days. This low was very, very short and did fool us at 11 days. Now we have the rally in here, and we're at a 14-day low and moving up again to another all-time high. So these buy the dippers, they come in. Now, there's some important information in here when we look at it. You know, I've talked a lot about market tops and corrections coming and those things. But the important thing when you're a trader is to be looking at momentum conditions and the structure of the market. And the structure of the market in here is positive, and momentum conditions are positive. You can see that where the slim ribbon PO is green and gives you a positive signal right over here. Actually, the dip wasn't quite sharp enough to the downside to give you that positive signal, but it just shows you the strength. And when we look at configuration or translation, and you can learn those in the glossary in our cycle analysis workshop, take a look at that workshop. The informational video that you see in there is very interesting. If you go to our workshop tab at askSlim.com. So here we have a 14-day low. You can see, so these are these minor cycles in here. Actually, they seem to be shortening up a little bit. We have them at 15 days, but the average may be closer to 14 days in here. So we might shorten this up because it was a little early. And that's the flexible nature of cycle analysis. So here we are, first day rising in here. And this green dotted line up there is pointing up to a weekly 61.8% fib extension. That comes in at about 43.75. This level right over here is at about 43.63, which we have basically gotten up to just now. Our original analysis suggested the market would only get up to equaling the highs and be hitting resistances up about between 4,300 and 43.25. The market has proven to be much stronger, and that's why this upper channel was constructed in there as it's heading towards those numbers. Now, if I look up over here, you can see the next weekly extension level, which is way up there at 44.62 approximately. If it were to get above this level at 43.75, then that would be the next level that would be positive. Now, this is what's really important, is that minor low establishes a level that is very, that bears close watching. And I'm going to take a look in here a little closer, and you can see that level right over there, 42.8937, where that low is, were the market to reverse and then get under that level, it would be suggestive that the intermediate correction is on. That's why that is such an important level. For the moment, all the conditions are suggestive that the correction is not ready to start because we have positive momentum, positive configurations going on in here, and to me that's all very clear. That will begin to change underneath that level that we look at right over there. So important information as I share that with you. We are in this minor rising phase out over here. It's suggestive of several more days to the upside, and we'll see if it can continue. Keep your eye on 42.8937, which is a long way down right now. It's amazing this big reversal as the buy to dippers came back in again. Let's just take a look at the Nasdaq also, and you'll see a similar situation. These vertical lines that you see, those dashed vertical lines, are actually where those lows came in. And here is your minor low, which comes right over here. And again, that's a bit early, so that this needs to be slightly reduced as the market tells us so. And we had this abandoned baby. It's a gap up and then a gap down, and now it's up here essentially closing that gap. So the question is that an abandoned baby or not? 14,891 would be a problem based on a true signal coming out of here. But again, what we want to look at in here are the key momentum conditions. What you see in here on the slim ribbon PO is really a ton of strength, because where it gets underneath this level right over here and then comes up, it gives you a buy signal. You see that right at the minor cycle bottom right there. Here, it was so strong it can't even really give those signals. And you see this momentum just as it keeps going to the upside. So this minor cycle low is very important, and that is 14,551.76. Right now, it projects to be able to rally up to a higher high, which is at about 15,000, right up to there at the top of that fib extension that you see there. So the question is, will it get to 15,000 first? And if it gets up here, the likelihood is that this is where the bigger corrective period is there. Or if it fails under 1451.76, that would then mean that the breakdown is there and the intermediate correction is on. Very, very key level when we look at that. So overall, when we look at the stock market right now, momentum strong, cyclical configuration strong. For those of you that are studying cycle analysis, your translations are very strong when we look at that. And all of this says the top is not here yet, but we'll know when it forms. And it's very important to me to put in those key levels, because then we really know. And if it gets below and breaks below there for the S&P 500 or the Nasdaq, that is going to mean that it's very likely the correction is on and some severe selling will be coming in at that point, because that will align with the corrective time frame that we were looking at for the peak coming late June through early July. Well, we're almost getting to mid-July right now, so as this extends out. The timing is what it is. I just bring you what we see in these patterns, and until the market tells us differently, it's in this rising phase, and then when it tops, I think it will be quite clear when we see that.